Ichigo gets knocked away and comes right back in a Goku Kaioken fashion, and Vegeta did the same. But Ichigo gets overpowered and knocked to the ground. Beautiful fall animation, by the way. Yhwach takes that murderous step forward, just to enter the crosshairs of Ichigo's Getsuga Tensho. But it fails, and Yhwach grabs Ichigo by the arm and then the head and slams him into the ground, then brings his sword down hard on that neck. Ron needs to make sure he left his hickey.
Don't you worry. Squad 11 is right outside the gate. We'll be safe here.
Damn, that escalated quick. Just when everybody was preparing to be invaded by the Quincy's from outside the gate, the Quincy's basically said,
"Surprise, motherfucker!"
There was the enemy ambushing the Soul Society from within the Seirete. These guys are coming out stopping Soul Reapers before they could even activate their Shikais. The disrespect has already begun. Unrelenting fires are about to scorch this place into a barren wasteland. 7 minutes of invasion time on 1000 Soul Reapers already dead. Kill the shadow indeed. And like a badass, Yhwach is just up there staring at the whole thing.
Blow that piece of junk out of the sky!
Do you remember when nobody knew how to say this guy's name?
By some old dude who planned to destroy the universe named Yhwach? Yhwach?
It's probably inspired by the Hebrew name for God, Yahweh, and the katakana ends with a sharp k sound, so Yhwach?
Ah, those were the days. The Soul Reapers have been slacking off. They're out here dying like flies in bulk. Nimrods are hightailing their way out of there. This is pitiful.
Save our own skins! We swore we'd lay down our lives to protect the Seirete! Stand your ground! You serious?
Sorry man, but I'll be hightailing my way out of there too. Captains are activating their bankais left and right, and people are still dying. And then they lost all of those bankai, putting them in an even worse position than they were before. You could tell Mustache Man really planned for these guys. I hope Vel isn't in here. Her death is unacceptable. Just imagine one morning as a child going home to see this on TV. And for certain this will be child me in front of the TV screen. It blows my mind that the Soul Reapers are so drastically overwhelmed. The Quincy's are playing this game on easy mode. I know they're just itching to get home so they can get that victory party on. Renji is tossed away like a rag doll, a really heavy rag doll. Rukia is as useful as a doormat somewhere. Byakuya is busy becoming sushi. At least Kenpachi is doing something. Never mind. Everybody is performing so poorly that old man Yami had to step in, ashing this moron who tried to use his own Lieutenant Bankai against him. And then it's on to Yhwach. Yhwach walked in here like he owned the place. Yami attacks, Yhwach dodges limbo style. They move on to the roof, did some ballet dance, and Yami got into a good spot. It's slow motion time. With this insane camera rotation, you just know something big is coming. Which failed. Yhwach has finally drawn his sword, and Yami puts out every fire in the Seirete. Old man will put Spider-Man out of business.
Jesus.
Old man Yami started emanating so much heat he was evaporating every moisture in the atmosphere. Bro was giving us the "It is summer, California 1913. It was hot back there, and I mean really freaking hot. I was there, you can trust me. Why is it so hot? Because old man Yama just opened his Bankai. Zankano Tachi the East, Higashi Kyoku Jitsujin. He charges forward, leaving a trail of fire, but Yhwach is wondering where's all the fire that is supposed to be on the sword. But he's about to find out right where it is.
The tip of his blade!
Pardon me, how can you be so lewd?
Yhwach becomes a basketballer for a moment, which resulted in nothing. Yami attacks again with that face. You can see it in Yhwach's face.
Shit.
Mustache Man immediately counterattacks, but Yami gives him that blank look, only for him to discover that his sword is missing now. And Yami says that it's time to light the fires in his funeral pyre and open the second side of his Bankai. A Bankai that burns at 15 million degrees Celsius, the same temperature as the core of the sun. Zankano Tachi the West, Nishizanjitsu Kog, Nishizanjitsu Kog, Nishizanjitsu, Nishizan. In this mode, it is comparable to be standing inside the sun. He's so hot a flower burns up from some random location. If he doesn't put an end to this soon, the entire world would burn along with him. Yhwach started thinking that if it wasn't for his blood Vina, he would already be turning into that guy from before. He shoots an arrow that Yami swats away like a fly. Yami blasts himself into the air, and Mustache Man uses the ultimate Quincy spell for the combination of offense and defense at the same time. And Yami thought, no way I'm becoming Ranma, so he stabs into the ground instead, and reveals his hidden ability as
The Necromancer!
by opening the third side of his Bankai, Zankano Tachi the South, Minami Kakajugu, Minami Kaka Jumanko Zankano Tachi the South, Minami Kaka Jumanko.
For fuck's sake!
Long Sword of the Remnant Flame South, Great Battle Ranks of the 10 Trillion Fire Dead. Coolest name ever. So many of the slain are brought back to life as Yami's personal army, and the majority of them are Quincy. Yhwach started having some flashbacks, stepping upon his own subordinates attempting to reach Yami. But Yami is too shy for that, so he unleashed his final side. Zankano Tachi the North, Kita Tenchi Kaijin. Woo! Long Sword of the Remnant Flame North, Heaven and Earth end in ashes. Everything is blasted away, skeletons and Yhwach alike, and the rain started falling, indicating that everything is now okay. Psych, this is no Disney original product. Just when the old man thought it was all over, up went the squad one barracks in a haze of blue flames, and behind him lands the real Yhwach. Turns out the old man had fought against a fake. It was a plan, the whole damn thing was a lie. I thought the fight was too easy. Yhwach had walked right into their prison like he owned the place, searching for Aizen, looking to ask him to help him destroy the Soul Society, which he would undoubtedly refuse. So Yhwach left Aizen behind, not even trying to kill him because he knows that'll take too long. This is Aizen. Mustache Man taunts Yamamoto into using his Bankai and steals it immediately because someone just went by and it was too hot. Nobody wants that shit. Yamamoto rushes the Mustache Man, who shoots an arrow down from the sky that becomes a sword. His Excalibur rises up. He shares the old man in half, shocking every captain. Yhwach tries to leave and old man Yami grabs onto his Batman cloak, so he severed his hand and stepped on his head, saying old man Yami had gone weak and the real strength of the Soul Society died along with the Quincy 1,000 years ago. And then he obliterates the man. A scientist finally breaks Ichigo into the Soul Society and goes down almost immediately with a bag full of arrows. Then the shooter starts monologuing and Ichigo rushes his punk ass, all done in first person view without even saying a word, alerting everyone of his presence. Seeing all the devastation that had been done, this man was ready for Yhwach like a Nikkei player ready for the new SSR unit. Before Mustache Man could even take one step, Ichigo was already there. As soon as he confirms who Mustache Man is, it's a full-on boss fight as they drag across the ground and take it to the sky like it's a damn Dragon Ball anime. And you know what the funny thing is? Some Nimrods still think Naruto alone can solo the Bleach verse. Like, nigga. They clash in an epic battle, splashing all the rainwater in the cameraman's face. How's that camera not broken yet? Ichigo gets knocked away and comes right back in a Goku Kaioken fashion, and Vegeta did the same. But Ichigo gets overpowered and knocked to the ground. Beautiful fall animation, by the way. Yhwach takes that murderous step forward, just to enter the crosshairs of Ichigo's Getsuga Tensho. But it fails, and Yhwach grabs Ichigo by the arm and then the head and slams him into the ground. Then brings his sword down hard on that neck. Ron needs to make sure he left his Hiki. Just when we all thought it was over, Ichigo grabs his sword. Turns out his Quincy side powers had blocked the attack. Then Ichigo attacks with another round of Getsuga, burning the big boss's arm. Second time's the charm. So Yhwach attacks again. Ichigo blocks the attack while it slides down his blade and slices his arm. But the Bloodveiner had successfully blocked the attack again. All the mixed spiritual energy Ichigo's body had been absorbing has awakened his Quincy blood. Yhwach explains that Ichigo's mother was a Quincy and attempts to kidnap Ichigo, summoning a Quincy prison of bombarding arrows around Ichigo, who fights against the barrage with a Getsuga, but ultimately fails. Then Yhwach walks up to give him a good stab to truly immobilize him this time, but runs out of his own time being outside, which made him realize that Aizen had used up a huge chunk of it by messing with Yhwach's perception of time.
This is one of his tricks. I thought I only spent a few minutes in that dungeon, but he must have played with my sense of time.
Tiny reasons like that is exactly why Aizen is in the top 10 best villains of all time. All the Quincies began to leave the Soul Reapers behind to clean up the mess they made so they can have enough time to get to the clubhouse. Ichigo still wanted to shave that mustache, but he should have gone to the barber shop because his own blade wasn't good enough for the job. Yhwach tells Ichigo to sit around and wait for him to come kidnap him later. You gotta go join that rave before it ends first. Having left the Soul Society in desolation, he walks out through the black gates while calling Ichigo
My son.
Hey, if you liked the video, then subscribe and check out whatever is on your screen right now.